Hello, welcome back. I'm not in the workshop today. Again, I'm in the living room to show off this cocktail table or cocktail arcade machine. Go on, reveal it. Reveal it.
Here's the big secret. I'm now
the
revealing.
big secret reveal.
Ta-da!
The cocktail table that I didn't mention earlier. Yeah, it's based on a Space Invaders-ish design from the late 70s. With a few obvious differences, which we'll get to in a bit. So yeah, it's not shop bought, it's not off eBay, it's not an original machine. As much as I'd like an original machine, they are just too damned expensive these days. Because, well, everybody on eBay wants to think that everything is rare vintage. And charge ridiculous antique prices for them. So what would have been about £200–300 about 5 years ago is now £2,000 to £3,000, and I haven't got that sort of money. So, for I think it was just over 100, wasn't it?
We were looking at 150 to 200, I think, in the end.
Was it? I think maybe if we add in the extra little bits of wood that we've added on.
And messed up a few times.
Yeah, we've never really built anything like this before. That's, by the way, introducing Mr. Apple's Gaming to my left, which doesn't want to appear on the video, but he may wave if he stretches his arm out slightly. There we go. Hang on, see if I can get a quick glance at the t-shirt. Yeah, there we go. So, yeah, what do you say? We built this, we built two of them. One for me, one for Mr. Apple's Gaming. And they're just the same as each other, effectively. Yes. We did build them one at a time, mind, so most of the mistakes were made in the first one, which is this one here. This is mine. So this was both the prototype and the one that we made most of the mistakes on, and we learned from these mistakes. Yes. So we know not to do a lot of these things again. But yeah, all the wood was bought from, I would say, our local DIY store, but there's no such thing around here. We've got a chain of DIY stores. And yeah, they sell very mediocre brand MDF wood at very high prices. Yes. But we've made do, just about, and built this to... It's not an exact design of the original Space Invaders cocktail. It's based roughly on the shape of the original Space Invaders cocktail.
Didn't you have a lock and key?
Not a lock and key. I put a pin under there, which you remove, and it opens up. So inside we have a
television set.
Yeah, it's an actual proper monitor. If you've ever watched one of the TNT videos, Todd always calls them television sets. So yeah, this is a proper Philips computer monitor from, I'm going to guess the 80s. 80s, do you reckon?
This is as good as mine.
Yeah. Pre-VGA. When did VGA come out?
You were seriously asking me that?
Yeah, you're the computer guy.
No idea. Before I was born.
There we are then. So probably, yeah, let's go with 80s for the monitor. Yeah. It's a medium resolution tube. It's got a really nice picture on it. Full set of controls there, which... Basically, all we did was took the monitor out of the plastic housing and
say what it was
screwed the CRTs onto the CRT onto these brackets.
You say what the monitor was used.
The history of the monitor. Yeah. It was used in Embassy Bingo Hall, part of the bingo system in some way or other. But yeah, it had been sat there for like 20 years in the damp.
Yeah. And then it was destined for the skip?
It was actually on its way to the skip when it was rescued.
Someone had smashed it up a bit.
Somebody had started smashing it up, I believe.
Thinking it was junk and wasn't going to be used for me.
And I brought it home, plugged it in, and wow, it worked. And not only did it work, but it looked absolutely fantastic.
I think I said, what the hell do you want that for?
Yeah.
What possible use could that be?
Yeah, I thought, well, you never know, it might come in handy one day. And here it is, sat inside a cocktail table. So, let's have a look what else is inside this box, in amongst the sort of rat's nest of wires. It is a Raspberry Pi model
3B.
3B?
Or was it B plus?
Was it on the... It was a 3, was it?
You know what the box is, by the way. Why don't you just have a look?
No, that's a power supply for the box, I think.
It is, yeah. I think
that's the power
Model
supply.
3B Plus, I think it is what it is.
As you can see, Arcade World, and that's where we got a lot of the parts from for this, including the joystick, which is it's a micro switch joystick. There's probably a technical name for it.
Yes, there is.
But I'm not an expert with these
It's
things.
a brand actually, and is it Sanwa?
Sanwa? Ah, right, yeah, Sanwa. But these are not Sanwa buttons, are they?
No.
These are the sort of buttons that would have been on the original Space Invaders table, and this is a copy of the Space Invaders overlay from the control panel. And it looks like it's starting to peel up a bit of the edges. I need to work on better gluing techniques for that. But it's a good copy of the original panel, I think.
Looks very nice to me.
Right, well.
What about the speakers then?
The speakers, we'll get, yes. The speakers, as you can see there, there's one on each side. That's the one side.
We didn't go for surround sound.
And that's the other side. The original Space Invaders wouldn't have had speakers in that place. They would have probably been on the back, I think, or probably just have been one speaker. But I had two of these speakers knocking around, so I thought, let's put one on either side. So there they are down inside. Obviously it's not stereo, it's just dual mono. But seeing as this monitor actually has a left and a right speaker output, I thought I'd make use of them. And it does sound really good. They're Altai speakers, probably 1980s vintage again, which is kind of fitting for everything else that's inside this.
Never mind me.
No, won't mind me. So the speakers are actually controlled by the volume control of the monitor. And you've also got, I've labelled them all on the inside, you've got your colour, contrast, brightness and horizontal centering. And then, not that you can see it, but underneath the monitor you've also got a bunch of other controls for height, width, horizontal hold.
Speaking of controls you haven't
all
seen,
sorts of things.
What about the secret button on the side?
And there it is. That's the secret button. Oh, I can't. There we go. Thank you. It's right there. And that basically is an exit button, and it exits out of the games. So, Raspberry Pi. Have we covered everything? Raspberry Pi, monitor, speakers. Yeah.
So you're giving the game away there. No pun intended.
Oh, I did, yeah.
But you have, because you just imagined that we've got multiple games on
Yeah,
there are Space Invaders.
It's not just Space Invaders. So, we also have, as well as Space Invaders, we also have Pac-Man and Ms. Pac-Man. And a few others. But not too many.
Which we'll get to at the end of the video.
Yes, you'll get to see this all later on. We've kind of designed this and its sister table. Or brother table. So we made two of these basically. One for me and one for Mr. Apple's Gaming over there. Does he want to reveal his real name?
No.
No. Okay, that's fine. So, we built two of these and we've put multiple games on them. Not too many, and all the games we've been quite, what's the word I'm looking for? Quite true to the era.
Yeah, we're trying to be authentic. Like,
authentic, that's the word I was
looking for. Close to the original we could do, all these so that we feel like we're playing the original hardware. Which is why we went for a CRT.
Yeah,
instead of a flat screen.
Proper CRT monitor, none of this flat screen rubbish. And yeah, all the games are from the late 70s, early 80s era, with one exception.
On my machine in particular. Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah.
Which
I deleted off mine because too new for me, too new. And all of the games would have originally had a cocktail version made. There is one glaring error, and that is that the monitor is mounted horizontally instead of vertically. So it should be, the screen should be that way round and not that way round. Because a lot of the games, if you look at the diagrams on there, they're meant to be played in portrait mode, not landscape mode. But in order to mount that monitor the other way around, the cabinet would have had to be a good couple of inches or few inches bigger, And I really, because it sat in my living room, I wanted it to be as compact as possible. So we did cheat a little bit, but the aspect ratio of the games themselves are displayed correctly on the CRT.
It's just not making...
They're not stretched out horizontally
Yeah.
to fill the screen. They are actually run in the correct aspect ratios. Okay, so it's... Ah, there we are. Sorry, the fan's been running in the background if you could hear loads of horrible fan noise. But it is 30 degrees and it's blooming boiling. So, that's what the fan was on for. Now, the big reveal as we turn on the cocktail table.
Drum roll, please. Here we go.
Now, I've played many an hour on this thing. So it's all very tried and tested by now. I'm thinking... I'm going to draw that curtain because all I can see is a window on this thing. Ah, that's better. There we go. So, powered by RetroPie. Right, well, with the sun streaming through the window, it's really difficult to get a good shot. Oh, spilt my delicious honey roasted peanuts all over the floor.
God.
What's the software we're using on this?
Well, thankfully someone has made this a lot easier by creating something called RetroPie, which contains a lot of emulators built into it straight away. So essentially if you download the ROMs for the games you want to play, obviously a lot of them are just arcade ROMs, main ROMs in particular, and put them onto the SD card, it comes with all the user interface and the emulators are there that you need straight away.
And I think it's probably time to mention that the issue with downloading ROMs is that you're only supposed to do it if you already own the game on another format.
Which of course most people do.
Yeah, I do have indeed. I do have Space Invaders, Pac-Man was Pac-Man and all of those on the Atari 2600 over there.
Exactly.
As you can see, there's a big pile of games under there.
But
yeah,
there's nothing wrong. Installing emulators, installing RetroPie in particular, it's not a problem at all. Anyone can do that, that's fine. Downloading it's fine, everything like that. But it's just the ROMs, obviously.
Yeah.
So if you put a Mega Drive ROM on there, or a Nintendo Entertainment System ROM, they'll come up in the menu. That's the idea.
There we go.
So that's why... I thought you said you deleted whatever you had on the Mega Drive. I'm confused.
There's nothing in the Mega Drive, is there?
I wasn't expecting...
Oh, don't tell me there's 2 games in the Mega Drive that I've forgotten to delete. What? Could he go right? Oh dear.
What have we done? Have you tested this since you did your...
Okay, so we were talking about, before something happened, the different emulators for different hardware.
That's right, yes.
So there they are again.
So,
working properly now.
Well, when we tried to show this the first time, we discovered that we couldn't go left. So this is a good time to bring up.
Demonstrate if you can do it.
Yes. This is why we designed the bottom panel to be like this.
It just unhooks
so that we can perform maintenance. So they can just imagine a bunch of cables and stuff like that.
Yeah, a bunch of cables with lots of label tags on them.
Yeah, important to label things. Definitely. Why don't you get this back on? I'll have to do a video showing the differences between
there we go.
My machine and yours.
So yeah, it's held on with a hook and magnets at the back.
That's in my case, just the very bottom comes off, which is held on with magnets. If we want to play one of the games, go into arcade.
There we have.
Here are our selection of games.
Pretty much my Atari 2600 collection, all in a table.
So we go through them before.
We've got Set-B, Donkey Kong, Galaxian, which is incredibly difficult. It's much easier on the Atari. Ms. Pac-Man, Outrun, that's got to be deleted. It's too new for me.
Oh yeah. That's the other one that's on here.
Normal Pac-Man, Popeye, which is brilliant. Which I think is better than Donkey Kong, to be honest.
We'll ignore samples. We're still working on getting rid of that.
Yeah. Space Invaders and Space Invaders Part 2. So, yeah, what should we show? Show one of them.
Well, the machine is...
The machine, yeah, we go. Space Invaders, so
here we go.
So we insert coin.
The insert coin button is... Which one is it again?
Green.
It's different on my machine.
Oh, is it? No.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? I don't have the green button by the thing.
Oh.
Okay, here we go.
Insert coin.
Where's the sound?
Player one start.
There we go. Oh no!
Yeah, there it is.
Brilliantly demonstrated by myself.
So, to exit the game, it's secret button time.
It's actually a combination of secret button and the green button, but there we go.
Yeah, and then you get to that menu there where
this
you...
menu is quite important because before, obviously, when the games are put on there and the default settings are intact, things like the aspect ratio are wrong. So, and some of the input configuration can be wrong as well. So this is the menu that lets you do all that, and there's quite a lot to it. Too much to go into, really. But it is, there's a good reason for that. It is complex because you can do so much. And once you're ready, once you've done that, you can save it to either do that to all games on this emulator or just the game you're playing. So actually should show you the, is it not, where is it? The video set, there we go, video, there's lots of video and audio settings. Aspect ratio, you set to custom.
I think we had problems with this one, if I remember right.
Most of the games...
We had to keep changing it until it worked.
Most of the games are one-to-one.
Yeah, most of the ones that they're...
This one, for some reason, just didn't look right, so we did a custom one.
Yeah.
It was a long time setting all this up. But that's part of the fun, isn't it, let's be honest.
Yeah. Oh,
it shouldn't be easy.
No. So, Mr. Apple's Gaming did all of the computer side of things, by the way.
Yes.
All the Pi stuff,
Actually,
the ROM stuff.
Had to write my own documentation for it. It was so complex.
Which is why I don't deal in the computer side of things. I deal in the soldering and a little bit of the woodwork.
Most of the woodwork was you.
Yeah,
to be fair,
and to be honest, woodwork is not my thing.
And I would never have got a CRT to work.
I'm alright with CRTs.
I would have electrocuted myself.
I enjoy a CRT. I can do a fair bit with a CRT. As you can see, there's a few of them just knocking around in here as it is. There's one there that's... let's get my brightness back up. There's one. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that yet, but that's got historical value, that TV. It works great. I gave it a service last week. It looks lovely. And then there's my main TV there, which is as old as me, pretty much.
I've only got 4 CRTs in my house, so...
Only 4?
Yeah. Well, 5 including the arcade machine, I suppose.
How many have I got? So if you've got 4, I've got... Well, I got 3 in this room if you count the tape.
So, I want to say more about the Raspberry Pi now it's set up. It's kind of hard to break.
Oh, how about I pause the video and we come up with some script?
No, let me talk and see if something happens a second. What is it? So, the Raspberry Pi.
Should we go back inside and look at the Raspberry Pi?
So with the Raspberry Pi, basically...
So there it is, and yeah, this is really struggling to get the right focus and brightness and everything, so there's the Pi.
With the Raspberry Pi, the only customization we've had to make is we bought a GPIO header for it, purely because we knew we were going to solder to it directly and didn't want to damage the actual one. So the header is just like a duplicate, isn't it? It just goes on top of it.
Yeah.
That's all it is. Apart from that, it is just a normal Raspberry Pi Model 3B Plus, and you get an SD card, blank SD card that you then install RetroPie on. There's instructions on that. It's really easy to do. That part's fine. What have we got connected to it then? We've got the power supply, of course.
Yeah, power supply's connected.
Well, that's what we got. USB.
Come on, camera.
Oh, it's not.
So yeah, it's powered by a USB 5-volt power supply. And there's the original box for it down there. Don't know why I've kept it in the cabinet. There's also a headphone jack.
Yes. But it's not just
really careful for sticking my hand in something with high voltages, but there is the headphone jack.
But it's not just a headphone jack.
It's not. It's an AV jack. It carries the video and the audio on. It's a tip ring sleeve jack.
And you had to make a custom cable.
I had to make it up because these are not wired the normal way. It's like if you just buy one off Amazon that works with a camcorder, it will not work with a Raspberry Pi.
Why we chose to do that and not use HDMI?
Yeah, so it would have come out, if it came out HDMI, we'd have had to convert it from HDMI down to composite video, which...
Or even if we could do RGB SCART on the video, use the TV, it would still be the case that there would be some latency, wouldn't it? That's the problem. We
minimal, but it's the sort of thing that wouldn't have been on the original table. The original table would have had no input lag on the monitor at all.
Yeah, so...
Again, another good reason for using a CRT, no input lag.
Exactly. A custom cable just for quality, and it's composite, isn't it?
In fairness, for composite video, I think this monitor deals with it really well. There's very few artifacts. So yeah, you can see the colours are good. I doubt actually you can make it out so good on this camera, but the colours are good. You'll have to take my word for it.
Do not follow my lead on this. This is not how you play it well.
Okay, back to the build of this. I've had to open the curtains again now so we can get a decent look at the table without the camera struggling for light. We did cut a few minor corners just to keep costs down, one of which was the corners actually. Yeah, we made these out of something that the local hardware shop said, oh, you could try these by bending the tabs down. So we did. We don't know what they were, but we bought them and bent the tabs down, and they made nice corners to hold on what should be nice toughened glass. But we went with I think they called it like glass or something, or clear as glass.
Clear as glass, yeah.
Clear as glass Perspex from a very good company, the Plastic People. We can highly recommend the Plastic People.
Other Perspex providers are available.
Definitely. But we used the Plastic People, and the Plastic People were very good to us, and good prices, and very well delivered as well. It was protected with goodness knows how many layers of packing, bubble wrap and all sorts of things. So it basically arrived immaculate, which is exactly what we wanted.
Yeah.
And they rounded off the edges, rounded off the corners, they polished the edges, everything was spot on. So you just got to be really careful not to scratch it.
But if you do scratch it, or someone else scratches it, that may have happened in my case, you can actually get the scratch removers for clear plastic, which actually worked. I'm amazed it actually worked, so you're not.
Which is very good to know. I tend to keep mine with a cover over the top of it when I'm not playing it, but it is of course a table, so you are designed to put things on it. But I do
as long as you're careful.
I do use beer mats. If I'm going to put a drink on it, I put a beer mat on it first.
Don't let other people put things on your beloved iron.
Definitely.
So yes.
Alright, so time to shut it down. And to do it properly,
you unplug it from the wall. No,
yeah.
no, that's not right. Okay, firstly, you need to use the special secret button and the green button. Quit the game. Then press the the person.
Yep.
It gives you the main menu. You just go down to quit, and you go down to shut down system. And then it confirms everything. Yes, there you go. Does a bit of Linux stuff that we totally understand, and there we go. I'll just unplug it from the wall.
And there we had the cocktail arcade table.